The ACR74V is a 4-axis servo and ACR controller, so you can think of it as an ACR9000 and 4 servo drives all in one box. It has a new processor, so it's 40 times faster code execution and 8 times faster communications, and there's no interconnect cables between the controller and the drives, so it saves you about 50% and eliminates the cables, which is a potential point of failure between the drives and the controls. The ACR78V is an 8-axis servo and ACR controller all in one box, and that saves you even more money and panel space. We have the new P-Series servo motors, which are plug-and-play, supported with the 7000 servo. They're available in 3 different frame sizes, a 40mm, 60mm, and 80mm frame size. They have a high-resolution BIS-C absolute encoder built into them. There's an optional fail-safe brake. The body and the connectors of the motors are IP65 rated. We have standard cables already set up, and I'll show you that on the next slide. And they're low price and fast delivery. The feedback cable is either with or without a battery. The battery gives you multi-turn capability. Without a battery, it's still high resolution single turn absolute encoder. 71-032-647 is without the battery, and then with the battery is 71-032-751. We have the motor power cable, which is a APCS-PN and then LS on the end, and that's the 3 motor phases and the ground wire. The brake cable is a separate cable. If the motor happens to have a brake, it'll be a 3rd connector on there with 2 wires. These cables are available in 3-meter, 5-meter, 10-meter, and 20-meter lengths. We also have high flex cables available. We also have a full range of servo motors. In addition to the P-Series servo motors, anything with an incremental encoder would also work with the 7000 servo. So the iForce linear servo motors, the 400 LXRs, will also work with the 7000 servos. We have the latest generation miniature square rail, MSR, and MPR, the miniature precision rotary stages. Those would also be a good fit for the 7000 servo. The smaller PMDDs would also work with the 7000 servo. The BE and SM series motors are also a great fit for the 7000 servo with the standard incremental encoders. The BE, SM, MPP, and MPJ series servo motors with the PS connectors and the incremental encoder. The F-1A1 is the feedback cable, and then the motor power cable is a P-1A1 motor power cable for motors that are 6 amps or less, which is what the 7000 servo current level is rated for. The motor power cable has the 3 motor phases and the ground wire, and then there's also 2 brake wires on there if the motor happens to have a brake. If it doesn't, then those wires are already there. They just want to be used. They want to be connected. These cables are available in 10, 25, or 50-foot standard lengths. We will also do 5-foot increments, such as -1.5 would be a 15-foot length. We also have high flex versions of these cables available. FH-1A1 is a high flex cable. PH-1A1 is the motor power cable. It's high flex. The MSR and MPR miniature precision stages have similar connectors. The cable to connect that is 006-2690 and available in different lengths on there as well too. And anything that connects up to the IPA or the previous generation Aries or VIX, the pinout is the same and would also work with the 7000 servo.